So a little while ago, we talked about the concept of something similar to the voice of all things, which is the breath of all things that allows you to hear the breath of everything around you. So we know that Zoro first shows us this philosophy against Mr. One, and this might be what Brook uses with his quick draw technique, right? So on top of that, I noticed something very interesting about Lion Song and the upgraded version called Death Lion Song, right? Performed by Zoro. These are the techniques that he uses to fight Mr. One. And we've talked about how this most likely is not hockey. It's the only technique in which he's utilizing the breath of all things, listening deeply to what he wants to cut before he cuts it. So, with that being said, the funny thing about this technique and its upgrade is that they don't fail. They never fail. And this technique, oddly, is the only time he performs something similar to Brook's quick draw technique. And like Brook, it appears to be the fastest thing in One Piece other than perhaps Kizaru accelerating. Because the weird thing about this technique is that it is the only thing that catches Kuma off guard. Mind you, Kuma's movement, thanks to the power of his pawpaw fruit, seems to be near instantaneous, and yet he is able to catch Kuma off guard and cut his shoulder. This is even more impressive when you consider that Kuma dodges everything. Kuma has never been hit when he was in his right state of mind as an adult. He has always been an overwhelming force that takes out his opponents quickly. That is why it is impressive that Zoro manages to actually deal damage to him with one singular strike, cutting his tracksuit and revealing that he is a cyborg. That is why this is impressive. And this is the only time in the manga in which this actually happens, because any other time he is hit, he either is intentionally hit, like when Sanji comes up to kick him, or he is out of his right state of mind, or he's a child. So this is the only significant time in which he's actually hit, and it seems to matter. Even though it doesn't do too much damage, still the fact that a pre-time skip Zoro can catch Kuma off guard is something to make note of. So that's why I think, in a similar way to Mr. One, Zoro was able to lock on to the breath of Kuma's body and attack him without Kuma being able to respond. But for more context, the reason why I say this is probably the fastest we've seen a character outside of Kizaru accelerating, presumably, is because in Sabaody Archipelago, the arc after Thriller Bark, where the Straw Hats confront Kuma again, Kuma casually blocks and deflects a gear second jet pistol from Luffy. So it's very interesting that he was caught off guard by Zoro's Lion Song, which is why I do think the breath of all things is a significant speed boost to anyone who uses it in the series, which is why Brook is always perceived as being faster than light and can catch characters off guard like Big Mom. But another time in which we see Lion Song that is pretty significant is in Punk Hazard, specifically chapter 656, in which Zoro cuts off the head of Dragon number 13. Now, the reason why this is significant is because, again, Lion Song does not fail. As far as I know, I've never seen Lion Song fail against anything. But here we go again with it up against a very formidable creature, because the dragons of Punk Hazard are said to be able to thrive in any environment. We don't know if that extends to normal dragons that are naturally born, but it's very interesting that this is a considerably tough creature and Zoro is able to kill it in one strike, using again a breath of all things technique, presumably in Death Lion Song, the upgraded version of Lion Song. So, yes, there is a very good amount of merit to the Breath of All Things being a real power in One Piece that gives you the burst speed that allows you to become faster than light, apparently. But with that being said, if you're enjoying the video so far, click the like button. And if you want to see more from me, click the subscribe button followed by that bell so you never miss a video. In addition to, if you could, hit the hype button because it really does help. With that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede Waxing.